humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We've been born out of conquering a world. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. But you must stop bowing to those who want to make you a victim. You must become the victor. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, then you are an enemy of the New World Order and Satanism. They want us shut down because we have the Spirit. I'm jacked into the source. I know the secret, and I want to see you empowered. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reviews for Dragon Age the Veilguard are coming in, and they are suspiciously positive. Now, everything that I've seen from this game has screamed mediocrity at best. At the best of times in the promotional material, I've said this game could aspire to be mediocre. And at the worst of it, I mean, it's atrocious. So I want to go over some of the reviews on Metacritic, because it has an 84 on Metacritic. But I want you to just marvel at how stupid these people in the gaming press and in the gaming media and at these gaming studios think that you are. Yes, that's an 84. That's a high score. 84 is really, really good. They're thinking you're just going to look at that number and you're not going to bother reading some of the reviews. 100% from something called Gaming Checkpoint. Never heard of it before. But I want you to just marvel at this. I want you to marvel at this nothing of a review that gives it 100%. And while I'm reading this, I want you to think about interchanging the name Dragon Age the Veilguard with any other game or any other company. This could be a review for Assassin's Creed Shadows. This could be a review for anything. I want you to listen to how vanilla and empty and platitudinal and garbage this is. Alright, let's start. Dragon Age the Veilguard is a triumphant return to form for one of gaming's most beloved developers. It's an epic and grandiose RPG adventure interwoven with intimate, powerful stories about its cast of endearing and quirky companions. Is that not the most generic? I do not believe for a second that the person who came out with this, I don't believe that they played the game. I think this is an AI generated review. I think this is AI generated. This does not have an ounce of anything resembling a review. How can reviews like this be allowed to exist? The whole point of a review is to inform you, the customer, about whether or not the purchase is going to be worthwhile. Whether your money, which by the way is the only money on the line here, these companies, if they even really do exist, they get review copies. They get the game for free. And you are expected to put your hard-earned money on the back of their review. And this flowery bullshit, there's not 1 ounce of actual critique or positivity about the game in its entirety. Or specifically, it's all generic statements. Interwoven with intimate, powerful stories. What is the story about? What about the story resonated with you? What about it was endearing? What about the cast of characters was endearing or quirky? It has a truly stunning world to explore with hidden secrets. This sounds like it was written by the very team that put it together. This is marketing bullshit 101. It is phony. It is fake. It is illegitimate. So already one of the 100... Oh, look at this. Look at the word triumph. Triumphant? Triumph? Interesting. Interesting how they're going with the word triumph. Triumphant. Not an ounce of originality. Let's take a look at this one. Maybe this one has a little bit more. I can't begin to tell you how often I was ready for Dragon Age: The Veilguard to make a colossal misstep. I'd spent hours upon hours completing optional and mandatory quests, expecting cracks to show, and Bioware to disappoint again. But that moment never came. The truth is that the more time you play with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, this at least, while it's glazing the asshole of Bioware and the game, this at least is a review. So, gives it 100%. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is without a doubt Dragon Age at its best. So I will give them some credit. But I noticed that a lot of the terms are the same, and giving this game 100% after what we're about to look at, not great. Oh, Euro trash. 100. A fantasy role-playing game of astonishing spectacle. This is the best Dragon Age, and perhaps BioWare has ever... Oh, I can't even say that. Are you out of your mind? Dragon Age: The Veilguard is exactly what we needed after Inquisition. For the moment I stepped onto Minrathos streets, I felt like coming home. After such an agonizing wait, the franchise I adore is back and as strong as ever. It respects what's gone before, while welcoming changes and innovation. By the way, I didn't even get to the best part. But beyond the adventure itself, it's a shining testament to diversity and inclusivity, polished to near perfection in its presentation. I really sort of on the reviews wanted to end on that because I want to go over here. I want to, first of all, find out where I was. I had a tweet pulled up. And I want to take a look at it with all of you because I think that it's critically important. So, this was actually under Asmongold. Asmongold returning. I did a video on that. But I want to go over this right here. This, if I can find it. Come on. It was just there. Here we go. So, what you're looking at on screen are screenshots from Dragon Age: The Veilguard. That's correct. So, this ugly abomination here, this gross thing, is the stunning and brave and inclusive. This is Bioware at its best. Are you mad? Are you mental? Non-binary. I just said. And I'm going to use they instead of she from now on. Fuck off. Fuck off. Take a long, hard look at it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done. Establishes transgender identity. Disgusting. Do you understand that you mentally ill freaks who work at this company? Transgenderism is a mental illness that deserves our compassion, and it deserves to be treated like a mental illness. It deserves to be given medication, given therapy. It deserves to be treated as what it is, a delusion, a serious one. And the times where it's not serious, it needs to be treated like a fetish, like a perversion, like a tainting. The fact that you would put this filth into the game, what it tells me is that you have no ideas. You're a bunch of small-minded, disgusting freaks that sit around trying to congratulate each other because you're not capable of making a good game or good dialogue that anyone wants. So you decide that we're going to get past that by trying to pander to a bunch of people and get positive praise on the internet. Unreal. Shows the yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And some people will say, okay, you go too far a little bit. I don't go far enough. The reality is that these games, injecting this shit is a perversion. It's blasphemy. It's heresy. It is an abomination. It's basically saying God messed up, and now we are going to fix it. No, God doesn't make mistakes. And pushing people into that sort of lifestyle, it leads to very bad things. I could not live with myself if I started encouraging people and affirming people that were part of a group that had a 40% suicide ideation and then a 15% regret ideation minimum on top of that. This isn't going to be the whole point of the video, but it is something worth talking about. You freaks are not compassionate. You are disgusting. You are an abomination. You are Slanesh. You are trying to encourage the worst in people in the name of, we're just compassionate. No, you're not. There is no empathy in convincing people to do terrible things that are going to ruin and hurt their life. You are telling people that their delusion, their mental illness is real, and you are encouraging them to live out their delusion and their fetish and their disgusting, degenerate lifestyle. And ultimately, you are encouraging people to mutilate themselves so they can't have kids, which I think is pure malevolent evil. You are taking away their future. Don't get me started on the whole transgender thing. I think they need to be treated with far more compassion, as you would treat anyone with mental illness. You don't treat people with mental illness cruelly. You don't, the people who are fetishists, the people who go to these parades, yeah, I think these people need to be rounded up because they're getting naked in front of kids. These people who walk around and, there are kids around, let me take off my pants. Those people, absolutely, throw them in jail for the rest of their life. I mean, they're perverts, or castrate them, give them the choice. Complete and total castration, and they can live as a eunuch, or life in prison for getting naked near kids intentionally. But anyway, Dragon Age the Veilguard already has all of these reviews and 81 or 84 positive, glowing, just, it's a return to form. I am highly skeptical. Highly skeptical. Now, I could be wrong. It could be that the review copies come out and all of a sudden it's the best thing since sliced bread, but I don't believe it. And to further illustrate that point, I would like to talk about somebody who posted a review early. And that was Noisy Pixel posted their Dragon Age review early, 8.5 out of 10. We have dialogue?
So you're a little Canary, a little Rivani, and a little dragon?
Yeah.
So you're a little Canary, a little Rivani, and a little dragon?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It is awful, and it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing because we've seen how good... here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. Your account has been locked. So this person got DMCA'd. See, translate post. Those from BioWare want to silence the truth. I got a strike for uploading that had the code Dragon Age the Veilguard. But thanks to Elon Musk and the free speech, they got it back. I'm not going to delete my tweet, and harsh criticism is coming. So apparently this person really didn't like the game, which I think is perfectly fair. From everything I've seen, the game is terrible. But I guess what I will end on is something Dragon Age the Veilguard is something that I have as a criticism generally, not just of this game, but more so of gaming studios in the West. You are not being inclusive. You are not. Let's see.
Some of the most authentic representation of coming to terms with general. And while we've been asked by the devs not to spoil specifically who I'm talking about here, as a non-binary person myself, Veilguard includes some of the most authentic representation of coming to terms with general gender stuff, and having to navigate your family's reaction to it, I've yet to see in a game.
This is Tash.
It doesn't feel like an after-school special or like I'm being pandered to. It's quite well handled, and finding out that the writer for this character is non-binary themselves did not surprise me at all.
A darn good-looking hero, if
9
I do say so.
out of 10. Hold on a second.
I really want to just...
Ugh.
What's going on here? This is a female Kunari. What's going on? What is this?
And while we've been asked by the...
It's perversion, it's degeneracy, it's filth. They want to bring you into their cult. They want to bring you. It is like the demons of Slaanesh. For those who are unfamiliar with Warhammer 40k, it's their main purpose. They want to drag you in. This is what I wanted to get to. Well, first of all, we can take a look at this. I mean, just disgusting. Their depiction of women is so gross because they're trying so hard to pander to the trans community, which are not women and can never be women. They disrespect women. They make women ugly. And here is the last thing that I want to talk about. I want to make sure that this is fully on screen, and that people can really digest this and get a sense of what I'm talking about. This, what you're looking at, is the maxed out chest size and the maxed out butt size. You see that correctly. You are maxed out. Maxed out. This is offensive to every female that I've ever known, because no woman I've ever known has been that flat. No woman I've ever known has been that flat. So why are you taking representation away from women to pander to a bunch of freaks? This is basically you telling women that they don't matter. That their representation doesn't matter. What matters is maximum virtue. You bottom-feeding pieces of human trash have decided that it is more important that you pander to your freak fringe group of otherwise unsavory, disgusting bottom feeders. You would much rather pander to them than make a game that reflects and represents women. That's what it is. And that's why we despise you. Because you are anti-human. You are. You are demonic. You are degenerate. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. Look at what these people are doing. Look at the way that they are tainting and deforming the beauty of femininity to make women look more like men. Because men who are mentally ill and retarded that think that they're women, well, we want to pander to them. Ridiculous. What we need to do is we need to send an unequivocal message that if you promote this disgusting shit at the expense of women, then there's going to be a price to pay. See, if you wanted to make your character look like a disgusting freak with top surgery, and you wanted to be just a gross, unctuous creature in your own fantasy, which is probably one of the most saddest and pathetic things I could ever imagine, fine. But give people the ability to have massive tits, to have a big, huge ass, to be sexually attractive if they're a man or if they're a woman. For men and women, rather. Because I know that there are a lot of women who design their characters, they like them to be attractive. There's a reason why VTubers, when given the choice, get the jiggle physics, get the bigger breasts than they otherwise have in real life. Because it's more appealing. It's more interesting. It's more fun. This is just disgusting and gross and wrong and weird. And I don't care how many freaks it offends. The reality is that your identity means nothing. It means less than nothing. Your sexual identity means nothing. If that is how you define yourself, if you feel that that is your most interesting characteristic, you are a boring person and you are not worth consideration. That's what I have to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. Take it or leave it. I appreciate you watching the channel. I appreciate you supporting. 80-some% my ass. 9 out of 10, my ass. 10 out of 10, my ass. This game looks like dog shit.